Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's West Ham Daily. Well, it was obvious that we were going to discuss this, isn't it? Really, it's kind of the main topic across sports, not just the Premier League and not just about West Ham either. As you know, in half an hour's time, sport or the Premier League and all the Premier League clubs and all football clubs in England are going to go into a social media boycott from 3 p.m. today up until 11:59 p.m. on Monday night, the 3rd of May. So the basic consensus is that there will be, obviously, games will be shown on Sky Sports, BT Sports, whoever's televising the games, but there will be no interaction on any social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and all that sort of stuff from 3 p.m. right through till midnight, basically on Monday night. And it's all about trying to overcome, hatred, all the online abuse that's going on. Let's be honest. If anyone has a Twitter account here, we know damn well how awful that environment can be. It filters. It's not so bad on Facebook, but on occasion, maybe because Twitter is you can hide behind Twitter a little bit more if you want to create a Twitter account. It seems fairly easy to do so. Whereas with Facebook, it's a little bit more in your face, and you get caught out quite easily. So I get it. And I don't have any problem about it. But what will it do? I mean, what's the main preface of it? The Premier League have said that we want social media companies to do more to prevent the online discriminatory abuse received by players and many others across the world, which goes without any real life consequences to the perpetrators. So really, when let's not forget, footballers are people after all. We may like them, we may dislike them, but do they deserve the abuse that they get? No, I wouldn't like it. If I was a footballer, I certainly wouldn't be happy to get, a barrage of abuse thrown at me on a regular basis, whether I was good, bad, or indifferent on the football pitch. And what matters is what happens on the football pitch, isn't it? Not whether we can talk. I know we have this platform, for example. We talk an awful lot about footballers and past footballers, and I've had my say about the likes of Masuaku. I've had my say about the likes of Arnautovic and various other players, but I've never, I hope I've never, thrown abuse at them in the manner that some people see fit to throw abuse at when they're using a Twitter account and stuff like that. And I think that's what needs to happen. It's got to be change, isn't there? Will this make a change? Will this have an effect? I don't know. I think, quite frankly, I think if anyone ventures into the world of Twitter, etc., I bet you there's a lot of people that are ready from 3 p.m. onwards to start hurling abuse at people just for the sake of it anyway, because they know or they feel that they can get away with it. But it's not just football, as I said. There are other sporting establishments that are sort of getting involved in this. British cycling, British rowing, the EFL, etc., etc. So it's across the board. But this whole thing, I've seen a lot of people saying that, the whole thing about taking the knee, we shouldn't take the knee. It's no point, there shouldn't be any room for highlighting issues like this, political issues like this, as they call it, in football. But is taking the knee a political issue? Is it a political stance? I don't know. The first person to have taken the knee was quite some years ago. A chap called Colin Kaepernick. He was an American footballer for San Francisco 49ers. And by all accounts, a very successful American footballer. He made a lot of money. He had multi-million dollar contracts in place. But in one season, in the 2016 season, instead of standing up for the national anthem, he decided to sit down. He decided not to participate as a protest back then, as a protest against racial injustice. Now, not just racial injustice, sorry, police brutality, systematic oppression in the country, etc. That was in 2016. That's 5 years ago, and kind of look what's happened in America, or just in the world per se. Abuse, racism, in every format doesn't seem to be subsiding. It seems to be on the increase, and rather than it having the positive effect that I guess Kaepernick was hoping for, it seemed to have had, it's gone the reverse. Now he argues. I mean, he took the American Football League to court, the National Football League to court, because he reckons that the fact that he took that stance hindered his career, affected his career, and basically his career ended. He's now a civil rights activist, and he's no longer in football itself, no longer playing professional football. So is it right that players, that media, that social media is taking this stance? I think anything to try and highlight the, abuse, racial abuse, hate in any way, the way some people feel it's quite easy to actually hurl abuse without any fear of repercussion. I think it is important to highlight it, but shouldn't there be more done? It kind of begs the bigger question, doesn't it? Especially racialism in football. When we see things that have been going on over the years by certain countries, by certain teams, by players of certain teams, etc. In European competitions, in their own domestic leagues. I know for a fact that Italian football fans, on the whole, are not innocent victims of all this. My ex-brother-in-law is, a big Serie A fan, and he used to tell me about the things that were going on. He's a fireman, and he used to be on duty in Cagliari, in Sardinia, and when teams would come over to play in Sardinia, some of the racist abuse that would go on was like, compared to what we have, was absolutely just horrendous. But nothing ever happens. It kind of carries on. It carries on, and this is a much bigger question about society in general. We take a stand, but will this be enough? I don't know. I guess it's a small step. I would like to see something much bigger done by authorities, I guess is what I'm saying. When I alluded to that example, I want to see more things done by authorities, by the Premier League, by UEFA, by FIFA, and all that sort of stuff. I want to see them take a stand when they believe that there's systematic racial abuse going on at footballers. I want to see them take a stand. Taking a knee. Fine. I've got no issue with that. I know a lot of people feel that it shouldn't happen, but I personally don't have an issue with it. But I think the leagues, the authorities, FIFA, etc., should be making a proper example of when there is real abuse going on, and it's not just a paltry fine. We're not talking about measly little miserly little fines. But I'm talking about proper penalties. Take these teams out of football. Not altogether, but put them in. I remember in the 80s when English clubs were banned from European football because of the violence in at football stadiums and stuff like that. And it was decided that English football clubs wouldn't. I can't remember how long the ban was for, 3 or 4 seasons, something like that, 5 seasons or whatever it was, that we were kind of in the wilderness. And why not continue to meter out that kind of penalty if you really feel that there's what is clearly a problem, not just in football, but it seems to be across the board. So this blackout, we're going to be part of it. I mean, I've had a chat with Anton, and we said, well, what do we do? As part of West Ham Irons United, and we've agreed we're not going to actually be involved in. We're going to close down our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts. We're just going to, I don't know how you do it, Anton, but we're just going to block them off in some way so that we don't get in. We don't put up any notices. We don't get involved in having chat, but we will do the shows. I mean, is that? Does that mean we're not really involved? Well, my argument with Anton was that the TV companies are certainly going to continue showing the football games. You know, if they really wanted to, they could have stopped the games throughout this boycott, and they could have replanned them for for the coming weeks. But so the fact that football is still going to be televised, we've agreed that we will still do our shows, but we will. We would just present the shows as we do, but we will not engage in social media chat at all. So what do you guys think? Let's have a look at some of the comments here. It's going to be a short. I'm really sorry. There's nothing about West Ham today. I'll give you a quick update. You know, Jesse Lingard's not injured. Antonio's still injured. Creswell is back. Masu Arku is 50-50. Dawson's back from his one match ban, of course, and Balbuena's had his red card rescinded. So we've got a few. Moyes has got a few options up front. Moyes has got a few. Well, up front, Moyes has got a few options in defence. Moyes has got a few options in midfield. Declan isn't back either. So yeah, that's the quick update on West Ham. But we will have a preview show, of course, and we'll talk more about that. So let's have a quick look. Transform X, empty gesture. I'm sure the footballers who received so-called racism can cry about mean tweets in one of their sports cars with 200k a week. I don't know, mate. It doesn't matter whether you earn £100 a week or 100 grand a week. Abuse is abuse, and no one deserves to get that. Serif 2, nearly Gali Niktastelios. Galobaska, Haristo, Serif. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Sean. I hope you're well. Transform X again. All this is leading to is ID cards linked to personal social media accounts, which will also intertwine with COVID vaccine cards. You really think they could care about racism? If so, why not try to do something? Well, I'm a bit this whole thing about this whole furore about ID cards. People, the minute you have a smartphone, the minute you have a Twitter account, the minute you have a Facebook, any social media account, you're being tracked. They don't need ID cards to track you. It's all done. It's ironic that me and my missus, we were laughing the other day. We were in the car and we were talking about something, and then she was looking on her phone. She went, "How the bloody hell did my phone, which was switched off, track the fact that we were talking about a particular thing? We were talking about buying something, and an advert came up on her smartphone to say, have you thought about going to so and so shop that sells so and so stuff?" It's like, if you think ID cards is a way of tracking us, we're already being tracked. So I couldn't give a stuff about vaccine cards and ID cards and stuff like that. I've got credit cards, I've got debit cards, I've got Facebook account, etc., etc. I'm being tracked already. So does it really matter whether they track you anymore? Let them. I've got nothing to hide. Let them bloody well track what they want to track. So I think we're mixing things up there. Transform. I think something should be done about racism. I think something should be done about hate. But like I've said, I think the bigger authorities, the governments, the FIFA, UEFA, etc., they're the ones that really need to lead the way on all this, and make a proper stand. Sean, good afternoon. Yeah, it's only 100 years too late. Yeah, absolutely. Good afternoon, Reese. I hope you're well. Gary, I hope you're well. Sorry, I'm rushing through this, people, but I really don't have a lot of time, I'm afraid. Reese, news just in. We've had our last two away fixtures rearranged. Oh, good. Right. Well, I'll catch up with that. I'm doing the West Ham Weekly on Sunday, so I'll catch you up with that. Scott, West Ham Premier League game against Brighton and Hove at the Amex will now take place on the 15th of May, with kickoff confirmed for 8 p.m. Thank you. There you've done my job for me. Transform again. Yeah, right. Right in time to promote their Champions League finals. They don't care, mate. Just stop still, mate. I'm trying to be balanced. I'm not coming down on one side or another. If you ask me, do I think hate should be eliminated from the world? Absolutely. Will it be eliminated by doing this? Probably not. Probably not. Good evening, Neil. I hope you're well, mate. 11:03 on Friday night. I hope you're well and looking forward to a nice, relaxing weekend. Rob's projector wall can only be a good thing if and only if it has some sort of effect with big advertisers. Very good point, mate. Very good point. Mandy, hi everyone. Great topic still. Has Anderson been affected by our social media comments? Anderson is recovering at the moment. If you sort of look at some of the stuff that's been put out on him, I don't know if he's had a bit of a knock or whatever. Good afternoon, Mark. Good afternoon, Peach. I hope you're well. Let's scroll down. Clearly, you're not into this transform. Neil for your overlords. Yeah, you're welcome to have your opinion. You know, which is the one thing about this channel. You can say, so long as you're not abusing anyone, so you can say what you feel, because we're not dictating to you how you should feel or what you should say. Mandy is being said hello to by Peach. Reese, we shouldn't have to do this to raise awareness. You should already be aware. I do agree. Agree. Clearly, Transform is not with us, is he? Successful? He was a bench warmer, was he? Well, the $100 million contract that he signed for San Francisco 49ers seems to suggest otherwise, mate. So there you go. Lee, I hope you're well. Hi, Stell, about ABD chat. Hope you're all well. I'm very well, Lee. I hope you are too. Infinite, nothing but brainwashing. See, people have different opinions on this thing. I don't know, who am I talking about that's a second-rate player? Did I talk about someone that was a second-rate? But maybe, I don't know. Rob again. The tabloids were informing us of the death of Phil the Greek when the Queen's husband died. Death of Phil the Greek. Well, he was Greek. Yeah, Greek from Greece. What else have we got here? Daniela, I hope you're well. No to all abuse. It's up to us to change the environment and say that. And I say that as a trans female. I didn't know that. Well, you know, Daniela, a really good point. And you know, I think you're absolutely right. There should be no abuse towards anyone. Live and let live is what I say. There you go, Transform. That's why you hate white people, do you? I'll tell you what, Transform, why don't we put you out of your misery and get rid of you? What else we got? Infinite, too many people have very thin or no skin at all. Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. If you look at some of the abuse that does go on online, it is like pretty not pleasant. Not pleasant. Infinite again, taking the knee isn't just political, it's pathetic. Your call, mate. You know, you say what you think. Absolutely fine. I disagree. Do I think it works? No, I don't. But it's up to the players. If they want to do it, I think it's their call. Gary, what's the injury update? I've done that already. Lord Liam, I don't think the majority of fans should be punished for the actions of the minority. It's not fair to punish everyone for a few melts. You know what? Being off social media for a weekend, to be quite honest with you, will actually not be a bad thing for us. Mickey, someone here need blocking. I've done one already, mate. Reese, this isn't an airport. No need to announce your departure. Who announced their departure? Yuha, I hope you're well, mate. Respect to you as well, mate. Thanks for joining. Mark, while you're angry, boycotting and kneeling, Patrice Coulors is sat at one of her new home smiling. Patrice Coulors, who I don't know who she is. Mike, he's gone. You know, he can go and troll elsewhere. Not really bothered. You know, you can say one thing once, but then when you keep saying it and saying it and saying it, and then start to become abusive, that's the kind of stuff that we're all kind of protesting against, isn't it? You know. Whoops, Reese. What am I on about? Obviously, the vaccine is a tracking device. Oh, yeah. Forged from irons. Gatesy, I hope you're well. I'm very well. Hope you are too. Lord Liam, ignore him still, just been nut and melt. Yes, I totally agree, he is, and he's gone. Mike, how's it going, mate? I'm very well. Glad to see Orange United. Thank you, Mike. Really appreciate that, mate. From out, hello, mate. Not sure a short blackout will stop abuse. Best way to stop these things is confrontation. Look, very good point. Very good point. Mickey, yeah, I have. I know. I've already. He's gone. He's gone. Glenn, hate all the late kickoffs. Hope you're good. I'm very well, mate. I hope you are good as well. It is a late kickoff on Monday, isn't it? 8:15. I still haven't told the missus, but yeah. 8:15 kickoff. Well, anyway, Scott. That the players want to take the knee and support their teams, mate, says everything. I think it's their right to. If they want to do it, they do it. If they don't want to do it, and they believe that they don't want it, it's up to them. You know, people understand. Daniela, people have to understand that abuse has led to certain. Very, very true. But Daniela, very, very good point, and very, very true. Lord Lim, I didn't mean going dark for the weekend, mate. I meant the suggestion of teams being banned or suspended because of the actions of the. Oh, sorry, Lord Liam, I misunderstood you. That's it from me. It really is short and sweet. I'm sorry there's not a lot of West Ham news. Question for the chat. If we had Hilaire up front with Lingard, would he light up? He bloody well would. Bloody well would. Don't think we should have got rid of him. All right, a quick update on West Ham. Let me repeat again. So players back. Dawson's back from suspension. Balbuena's also available. Creswell looks like he's back as well. So we don't think Manuel Masuaku's a 50-50. So Moyes has got quite a lot of options to choose from at the back there. I have my preferences, but let's save that for another day. Declan isn't back yet. Don't look at all those photos that he's running on grass. He's not ready, mate. Or people, should I say, not mate? As if I'm talking to someone, talking to myself. Yeah, so Declan's not back. He's not ready to come back. Lingard, don't believe all the crap that's been going on. From what we've been told, he's definitely fit and available. Who else has been injured? Who else? I think that's it, isn't it? So there's a few options. It's going to be quite interesting to see what team lineup Moyes puts out against Burnley. We've got to go for it. That's me done. Thank you for joining. Sorry that the topic of conversation is a serious one. We all have our opinions. I respect them. You know, everyone can say what they please, so long as they don't hurl abuse. And we will see you. What day is it today? It's Friday. So we've got Saturday. We've got the preview on Sunday. I'm going to do a West Ham Weekly on. I think it's going to be Sunday, but I don't know what time. Because it's got to be before the preview. It's either got to be before the preview or after. And we'll see you then. Who knows? I might come in and do a little show tomorrow because we haven't got a show on Saturday. So look out for that. Thank you all for watching. Much appreciated.